Well, hello and welcome back, my Royal Rogues. My name is Jesus Enrique Rosas. I'm the Royal Rogue, and tonight we have magnificent pictures of Harry and Meghan's visit to Nigeria, such as this one. I'm sorry. I made a mistake with this one. This is not a Harry and Meghan event. This is an event of the Commonwealth Youth Conference with hundreds of youth training to lead in areas of the Commonwealth. I must have been distracted. This is a photo of the raving crowds receiving Prince Harry and his wife dancing on the streets, cheering. Oh, no, wait. Sorry, it must be that it's Sunday, but this is not a Harry and Meghan crowd either. This is a picture of the crowds from William and Catherine's visit to Jamaica. I'm going to fire my assistant. But now, this is a photo of today's event with Harry and Meghan. And, well, it's not exactly a crowd, right? Well, maybe it was an exclusive event only for very important people. And the peasants, the people were outside, away from Meghan's reach. That could be it. But at least Harry and Meghan were received in style with a red... Again, this is embarrassing. This is not the Harkles. This is King Charles back in 2018 on his visit to Lagos. No, my reports say that there was no red carpet for Gingerbread and his wife. Now, the Sausage Squad has tried desperately to find pictures with a lot of people greeting Harry and Meghan, and it has proven more difficult than disguising Harry's balding buns. But in that desperate search, at least we got pictures like this, the Harkles on the other side of a fence. You remember that William and Catherine were blasted and criticized for these pictures, right? From Shola to Omid Scobie, they saw this as the perfect opportunity to send the most poisonous remarks of optics and all that terrible stuff. But at least there were lots of people on the other side of that fence cheering the Prince and Princess of Wales. In Meghan's case, we are not really sure who is she greeting, saying her trademark hi with that Valley Girl accent. Miss and Harryman right behind her, but no, she won't come closer to the fence. No, not even in a million years. And Miss and Harryman was carrying not one, but two cameras with him. Couldn't he take a picture of the crowds with all his photographic experience? Well, maybe he could fix them later with his photo editing skills. Who knows? And you know that comparisons are inevitable, and Canel has a great post on X that starts with this. Author Tina Brown said today on the BBC, "There is a Harry-shaped hole in the monarchy. We needed Harry and Meghan," laughing emoji. I guess that silent yet deftly executed smackdown they received from Prince William denying them access to Catherine and his children is going to leave a permanent scar. I suggest that if you are on X, go and read her entire post. But the best reply, hands down, was this one from Scarfy. A friend asked if it was a clown-shaped hole, the one left by Harry. Spot on, Scarfy. And comparisons did not stop there, because Meghan had to use one of her numerous wardrobe changes to emulate class. But sadly, it was an unsuccessful emulation yet again, and the memes keep rolling, one after the other. What Nigeria wanted versus what it got. No, but this is unfair to Meghan. After all, she's just one woman fighting against the whole British Empire 2.0, standing against the Commonwealth, all by herself. Well, not really all by herself, but because she's also supported by her usually disheveled husband. I remember 2 days ago that I mentioned that Harry looked good on a new forest green suit, but that image was cropped, so we couldn't really see the feet and how he looked. But this is the best angle we have to see how Harry's exuberant energy is channeled, or maybe challenged, by a clear jacket that looks like he just got that outside a bottle, and it doesn't even fit him properly, because he doesn't even bother to button it, and that's why you see that heinous collar gap on the back. This is a permanent state. of the Montecito ex-royals, not to mention that he looks, well, wary for all the pseudo-royal work. You remember that he felt trapped in the royal family and he didn't want to do the royal work? Well, now he's doing the royal work, but without the royal part. Isn't that pathetic? I wonder if he being so daft allows him to realize that he made the worst exchange possible. Do you think Harry is aware of his mistake? Of where his decisions have brought him? Because I see more and more side eyes from him at the oddest moments, especially when Meghan is more or less trying to interact with people. Maybe he knows that Meghan doesn't like that, and he's looking through her hypocrisy. Well, no, that would be too deep for him. I don't think he's got the ability to have that kind of insights. And look at this video shared by UK Royal Gossip. This is painful to watch. You tell me if Harry doesn't want to go home. He hates being there. For him, all this is madness, but at least Meghan is pretending. Well, you know that she's an actress, right? And she had to leave her Oscar-worthy acting career because Harry, right? But sometimes it's Meghan's turn to ignore people when she just doesn't want to talk to them. Look at this picture from the Nigeria visit as well, shared by I.H. Tiandros. Excuse me, Harry, but how much do you ask for this ridiculous woman is beige dress? Oh man, I'm sure Harry would give her for free if he could. No refunds. All sales are final. But jokes aside, what is really going on is that the gentleman on the front row is turning to talk to Harry and Meghan. And what's going on with Meghan? She looks like saying, maybe if I stand still, perfect still, he will not see me. As Resting Dollface says, this is like Wimbledon all over again, but without the benefit of the space. And I couldn't help but notice that Meghan's hand was tense during that exchange. You see the silhouette of Harry's leg, and it's like her fingers are touching it with her hand stiff. And Harry, such a gentleman, trying to calm her down. Just wonderful. What a beautiful grifting couple. And Meghan couldn't resist when the mic fell on her hands, and she had to give one of her most bizarre rantings ever. Take a look at this. When I had done the genealogy and found out about my heritage, the first thing I did obviously was call my mom, because I wanted to know if she had any awareness of it. And I think being African American, part of it is really not knowing so much about your lineage, your background, where you come from specifically. Yeah, because Meghan's motto is adapt your lineage depending on your needs. That flexibility is something else. But there's more. And it was exciting for both of us to discover more and understand what that really means. Never in a million years would I understand it as much as I do now, being here. And that has been echoed so much really in the past day by men and women alike is, oh, we weren't surprised when you found out you were Nigerian. I am not surprised that Nigerians were not surprised of her announcement, because after all, we already knew that Meghan, according to herself, was an unspecified percentage of Maltese. So as long as the math resists, anything is possible. And I say that mostly as a compliment to all you, because what they define as a Nigerian woman is brave, resilient, courageous, powerful, beautiful. Right. That is Meghan's archetype. She should have recorded a podcast episode while being there. But Rogues, I would love to know what you think about this in the comments. My name is Jesus Enrique Rosas. I'm the Royal Rogue. And remember, much love and bliss.